So today I am going to change the spark plugs in my car. This car is a Suzuki, and they put these plates on. I still can't figure out why they do that, to hide the engine, I guess. So I got my 4 spark plugs here, a lot of different ways to get it out, and we're going to take this one first. I'll explain why later. I'm going to pull this out of here, and that's good. Here's what happened though when I pulled my first one out. I kind of reenacted this. I pulled this out and this was all full with oil. You can still see there's a little bit there. Car was running rough and I couldn't figure out why. But it was filled with oil. So that means there's probably something leaking down in there, and I know what it is, I just don't know how to explain it. So I went and got a new set of spark plugs anyway. And I'm just going to put some brake cleaner in there to clean that out of there. So there was no oil there. I went down, I got myself some new spark plugs. Right here. And the guy told me 44. Always take your owner's card down. That's the new spark plugs. Before we tackle that, let's get this other spark plug out of here. They're loose. The car wasn't running right. It's a little bit off. I almost got the car for free, so I didn't really care. I changed the timing chain in the water pump when I first got it. See, that's got oil there too. That's telling me something's wrong. And I got my little, right here, it's a magnet. Pulls it out. Look at the oil on that. So that's telling me seals are leaking. Just for the hell of it though. Where did I put it? Right here's a gauge. I like these kind of gauges. It's supposed to be gauged at 44. That's gauged at 44. Okay, look at the other spark plug. That one's gauged at 44. I don't like the way that's leaking down there. But anyway, there's another way to get these spark plugs out. They got to make these things. See it's like a little, you press this in, you can reach down there and get the spark plug out. So we don't have any issue right there. And I don't want to go down there too crazy, but I'm going to get a rag down there just to clean it out a little bit. I'll put the new spark plug back in. Now just for the heck of it, let's take the old spark plug. It's gapped at 44, but if you wanted it tighter, you'd bang on it. See, now it's only can't see too good, 30. Now you could take this and bend this up a little bit until you wedge it like that. You get up in here and you bend it until you hit 44. That's how you would do that. That's the way I do it. Now, next thing is when you put your new spark plugs in, you gotta check them every one too, because sure enough they might be bumped or something. So what I do, since these engines, this is what you call anti-seize. Some guys use oil. I think that's just as good. Can't get it out of there. So you get a little bit of anti-seize. You go around your spark plug like this. Why do you do that? Because there's a thing called electrolysis. I don't know exactly what you call it. But if you ever worked on marine engines, what happens is, I'm going to use this thing. If you ever worked on marine engines, that's going to send that right down there. Salt water especially, you get electrolysis. I don't know how to say that. but it's like it welds the one metal to the other metal. So this anti-seize keeps it from doing that. I should say it helps it from doing that. While I'm doing this, I'm looking at this, and maybe they were pouring oil and it seeped down in here and got in that way. But I don't know for sure, so I'm not going to worry about it right now. Just might want to make the car run good. You want to go too tight with it because these are like aluminum heads and you could really strip that. So this system right here, they got two coils. Let me see if you can see that. I don't know. Tip it out. Two coils. Here's a coil, here's a coil. What goes on with this system is this coil fires when it comes up to the compression stroke, and then when it's going down and it comes back up, it fires again. That's like two coil. They only have two coils instead of four. It fires twice. So we got that in there. We shove that down there until you hear it go. Now we'll rip this one out. Same thing. They make tools for that, but I'm too cheap. And I don't do mechanics every day. So that's loose too. Let's see what that one looks like. Get this thing down here. That's soaked with oil too. I have a bad feeling that those seals are leaking, but I'm not going to do anything about that. I'm just going to watch it. Just put the new spark plugs in. Same thing. Check the gap, 44. Put a little anti-seize on. You could use oil. Some guys use oil. You know. Goes a long way though when if you go to take these out 5 years from now. Put that little hook thing on there, right down inside the hole. I should have put the rag down there, but I didn't. Too crazy. Okay. And then we'll do the last one and then we'll start the car, see what happens. So I pulled my last spark plug out. Look at the oil on that. That's scary, but there's nothing wrong on a spark plug tip. So I think them seals are leaking. I'm going to keep my eye on it. I don't think it's this because that'll dam up and it'd show. But you never know. And that's that. I'm going to clean that off. I cleaned it off a little bit. I got them all back. Make sure they're in there good. I'm going to put this cover back on. And then we'll go from there. We'll start it up. See what it's like. I'm going to start it up and see if any smoke comes out of that because the oil was leaking in the cylinders. Started it up and that was the oil that was leaking in the cylinders. Other than that,